Welcome back. You're still on the Polity, reaching you live from our Abuja studios, and now we'll be analyzing elections aftermath and verdict, and of course analyzing what has happened after the elections. We will not be able to take all of the states, but then would be focusing on Kogi State, while the Kogi State Governorship Elections Petitions Tribunal sitting in Lokoja has been adjourned indefinitely pending the completion of an inspection of election materials by the Social Democratic Party at the resumed hearing on Wednesday. Well, the SDP said the INEC was cooperating with the inspection of materials as granted by the order of the tribunal, but sought more time. The tribunal had ordered INEC to issue certified copies of electoral materials for the November 11th off-cycle election in the state to the SDP within 48 hours. All of this and more is what we'll be analyzing today. And with me in the studio is Dr. Suleman. Good afternoon.
Afternoon,
how are you?
I'm quite interested.
Yes. All right. I know you are someone that is quite intrigued with the Kogi State elections. And now, of course, the election is come and gone, and then they've declared a particular person from the APC, the governor-elect, even though there's still lots of back and forth. But then I'd like to get your own overview about what has happened after the elections.
Thank you very much. It's quite disheartening in this part of the world to say it, that the way we are toying with the concept and the ideological belief values of democracy is quite not acceptable globally. That shows we are not appreciating the tenant and the value of democracy to say. Okay. Democracy is supposed to be and is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is a government that brings life, happiness, joy to the people to 100% participate in the complete process from A to Z, whereby you are actively involved in every aspect of it. And when governance is being organized or formed after election, a winner has been declared, even the less privileged will now have the right to partake in governance. That shows both the majority, minority, the popular and the less popular voice will be heard, will be part of the government. I think in Kogi State, to say it, we are not toying through this part of democracy. And I can say even Nigeria at large. Because in any part of the world, democracy is about party. It's about the people. And there is an umpire, which is the INEC, which oversees the entire process from the beginning to the end. Of which that respect should be given to this institution. That is one. The security agencies are there. The foreign observers are there. The local observers are there. And the party agents are there. So the moment election is being conducted and is over and a winner has been declared, we should respect these institutions, that they have done their work beyond reasonable doubt without any feelings. So what are we saying? Are we discrediting all these institutions? For what reason? But
if you're saying, are we discrediting all these institutions, the same court has come out to say, oh, they've granted the SDP permission to, of course, go through all of this thing, because it's democracy, it's government of the people, by the people, and for the people, right? So if certain bodies are coming out to say, oh, you think you won the election, but I think I won the election, do you think they have equal and fair right to go into proceeding to, of course, go to the court?
You see, what I'm trying to make here is that, look, we find it difficult to accept defeat and say, look, congratulations to the winner, and accept what the process of the election is set from A to Z.
But it's only fair if you feel you've been cheated out.
I'll come to that issue. Okay. I'll come to that issue. I'm trying to look at the philosophy of what behind the content of democracy itself. Yeah, look, there must always be a winner. Then why do we have to go to the extreme mile edge of the river before we could accept defeat? Let's look at it all together. From the beginning, we are involved. It's not that you say you are a winner. You said you didn't believe the process, and you have your agent in all the polling units, and the election has been concluded. You just have only 4 years for this election. Then good and fine. Where modesty, respect for institution, and respect for individual value, culture, and our society, I think we can say, okay, I will go back to the drawing board within the next 4 years, unless it's strategized, understand, and come back with fully looking at where errors have been committed. Let's see how we can block those loopholes, and then come back with full force in the next election. But now going to tribunal, look, let me tell you, in the case of Kogi State, accepted SDP guy Muri Ajaka has gone to tribunal, and allowed him what expected motion to go by the court to assess all the materials he need to assess. Then, but let me tell you, going to assess this material before INEC, I make a simple analysis, declare or upload any result on their server. They have their legal department where you have SARS, you have the file and rankings of what? Of legal practitioners there. They must have seen the whole process from A to Z before they do that, because INEC could have not said, look, the election is free and fair without their legal department signing what? Their document to say, look, we certify that this election is okay and we can go by it. That is number one. Number two, if you look at it, the judicial process is made not just by the court alone. Okay. The judges are what? Are the same product of this university that gives a certificate to this lawyer that became SAN. And even the lawyers and what? And the judges themselves look at things from what? From the same perspective. It's all about logic and syllogism. And look, the evidences you provide, how convincing they are, how logical they are, how is it true, beyond reasonable doubt, all this. So you see, I think we shouldn't make nonsense of our electoral process and the judicial process in the election. Yes, we have a window opening whereby you can ventilate your anger after election, but how are we sure? Do you actually have what it takes with all practical evidence, empirical evidence, to give proof with all prudence that look, this election you have been manipulated or you have been cheated? Let me tell you one thing. Looking at it, first and foremost, let's look at the avenue given to SDP to check the materials. Is Muri Ajaka coming with forensic audits to audit those things? No.
Now, so are you that is not coming with forensic audits?
Excuse me. Do you have superior electronic gadgets to serve this, to check this server? Do you have expatriates that are coming to analyze all these electronic gadget computers that have been used? And if all this we are saying from the beginning, I have a clip whereby I have seen Muri Ajaka pleading to what? Again, to the Igalas to contribute for him to go to court, that he doesn't have the money. So now you've pleaded and worked in the emotion of the people to vote for you. After you have been defeated, now you are still working on the emotion of the people to contribute money for you want to go to tribunal. That is this is what I'm telling you. In the first place, if you are not prepared for it, democracy is not just, you understand now, a toy for everybody to walk in as what? As a playing ground to toy with events and come out. No, you must be prepared for it. Physically, financially, structurally, and mentally. And you must understand the feelings, the cultural feelings and political feelings of your followers. And you know from which ideological belief are you projecting your political image and what? And submission to get get the buy-in of the people. So this is what now you look at it. After election, if you look at it on, Muri Ajaka won only 8 local government out of 21. 8 local government out of 21. Even in the Kogi East, where he came from, we have 9 local government. Out of this 9 local government, one of the local government is Basa local government, who that local government was won by APC 100%. Then the next local government was Ibaji local government, where APC got its 25%, and that election in that local government was shared 60-40 between SDP and PDP. And in that local government, we have more than 3 tribes. So automatically, the Muri Ajaka that is fighting Igala agenda has only 8 local government out of 21 local government in Kogi State. That is number one. And in this 8 local government, all the electoral staff, electoral party, electoral officers from that place, all the political officers from those places, all from the National Assembly to the State Assembly, ministers and commissioners are from where? APC. Now, from every logic and sense of reasoning, if Muri Ajaka said he won this local government, then Kogi State have to ask one fundamental question. Here we have Minister of Folidimira from this 8 local government, Kogi State West, from this 8 local government. We have the Deputy Governor from this 8 local government. We have about 3 commissioners from this 8 local government. We have the serving and the current senator from that local government, from that constituency, APC. We have the 2 half of a member at the National Assembly from this 8 local government. All are APC. We have all the 8 local government chairmen, all are APC. And all the vice chairmen are APC. All the councillors are APC. Then please, my sister, let's narrow it down and look at it critically with all empirical evidence from a open-minded and constructive mind. If this is the case, and Muri now told us that he won this 8 local government, we have every reason to give a suspicion to all that have taken place there in terms of electoral process and the election. It is even the APC that said, look, how could you have won that 8 local government? You understand now? Without APC winning 1 local government from those Kogi East Central District. And let me tell you what happened. In the presidential election, APC won all those areas. Are you telling me now all those people that voted for APC, from Mr. President to the Senate to the House of Representatives to the State Assembly to the Chairman and Councillor, now have moved completely from APC to PDP to SDP? It's capital zero.
But you know that something.
And if you look at, let me tell you,
okay,
he pays the piper dictating what the tone of the dance. Now is that, look, all these people are saying get their payment from through the payroll of what? If APC enjoy their life and their followers from APC. You know, now how does it come at the SDP that now is having the majority? So we have a question to ask here that, look, if we are talking of electoral manipulation and electoral incorrectness, then we should now be pointing a hand on SDP.
In all of this, I like the fact that you mentioned something about the APC versus SDP. But then you realize that with this 2023 election, there was a twist that happened where people were not voting for a particular party. They were voting for the person representing the party. You would agree with me, yes or no?
Yes, I agree with you. But let me tell you, we said you put your money where your mouth is. Okay. And first, I will quote Bill Clinton. He once said, if you want to dictate to any nation, the first thing you do is that you control his economy. Okay. Then before you can control his political might. If APC is controlling the economic activities of all these political stakeholders in the East 8 local government in Kogi East, then they should be able also to control their political activities. Okay. Correct. Because all is about interest. And in politics, you don't have permanent interest, you have permanent enemy. Okay. So, if that is the case, now let's look at it. Is it that within 6 months, SDP was able to move all these people that have supported APC over 4 years or 8 years now to his side? With what? What instrument has he used within this 6 months, within this 5 months or 3 months? What political ideology, what political information message that he has used to convince these people? Even those that are within the party high ranking and the state are still remain in their own position without any complaint. Then what are we saying? They are not loyal to their party? Which is zero. No, they're still loyal to their party. If the governors call them, they call them. They still have, and they are also answerable to what? To APC at the national and the state level. Then what happened? In this case, if you are to look at it, it is the APC that will accuse a foul play in the Kogi East after the aftermath of what of the November 11 election in Kogi State. Then let's come back to the electoral process by the tribunal. Look at what is happening today in Kogi State. It has been demonstration yesterday. They tried to burn down the INEC office. There was accusation, counter accusation by against SDP. Then, if you have been be granted the will that go and assess all these electoral items, whatever you want to count, and now, then why are we having crisis in the state capital? Why are they throwing accusing finger on SDP? What do they want to do with it, with the electoral process? It is a peaceful process. You have your teams of lawyers. you want to access the electoral materials, good and fine. You have been given, accepted, the motion has been granted to you. Go and access them, you understand now? Because the motion of notice has been given to you, both APC and the INEC before then. They know quite already you are coming. So they will make available all these materials and their officers, you understand now? That shows the legal procedure, we call it, the motion procedure, or the judge, the legal procedure of what? Of assessing and going by the tribunal institution is that, look, you have been given this expectory motion has been accepted. Go and do your findings. Now, what is the reason for all this crisis against the state? That SDP followers want to burn down the INEC office. That shows this mixed feeling and emotional reaction and counter-reaction on the mind of the people have not been dosed down, so that the real electoral process, legal process, should be allowed to take place. Then let me tell you, this morning, the APC again are on the street, showing their support to INEC and supporting what? The election that is considered to be adjourned to be the most freest and fair and credible election in the history of Kogi State. Now, where are we going with this action and counter-action? This is what we are saying, that look, we are insulting the electoral process and we are making nonsense of what our judicial process. If you have been granted the motion to go and affect this thing, then what is the noise all about? You can do it quite gently without any making noise. That is number one. Number two, let's look at it. All what we are saying, look, if you love, maybe Ajaka from Kogi State, accept it. He has been a very good beneficiary of what? Of political gains, democratic gain in Kogi State. He is one of die-hearted lovers of Yabelo in those days. He is an ardent APC member in those days. So whatever the reason, I don't think if you have Kogi State at heart and the people at heart, and he respect the ranking of political activities from A to Z in Kogi State, 4 years is not a distance. It's not too far from now. What I'm looking at is, understand now, go back to your constituency, pacify your followers, talk to them, make them realize that, look, no matter how it is, no matter how expensive is peace, it's still better than violence. So let us trail the way of peace. Calm them down, talk to them, show some level of leadership quality and leadership style when it comes to engaging with the people. Not just look at one side of the story, of the action. No. In those days, when we are talking of leaders of blessed memory, you understand now, we respect them when they come when they are confronted with what political crisis, social crisis, regional crisis, you understand now, ethical, their constituency crisis. They know how to handle it. They put down personal interest and put the society and the people first. Because let me tell you, the former president Jonathan, Billy Jonathan, said, look, no Nigerian blood that want it to be sacrificed for my personal interest that I want to be a president. No, I will decide to go. And he congratulated President Muhammad Buhari. He is not a Muslim, he is not a Northern, he is from the East and a Christian. And look at it all together. After 4 years, he still have the opportunity to run, and he will have all the instruments of power within his reach to say, look, I must stay and I must be the president. He handed over peacefully. And today, everybody in Nigeria, we are enjoying this atmosphere, and this is what give credit to our democracy. Why can't we replicate it in Kogi State? Why Ajaka won't throw to the role of what? Of heroes of democracy in Nigeria?
But if you're talking about Ajaka is not the first person seeking redress in Nigeria. I mean, let's take a look at the presidential election. A lot of parties were against it and they said, no, their mandate was stolen. So I only think it's fair enough for them to say, oh, they do not agree with whatever INEC said. And now, it's not as if this is the end of the road. They are only going through what INEC has provided for them. But then in all of this, in seeking for redress from the court, do you think there's any transparency in any of the outcomes?
Let me tell you, thank you, make case from this PDP, APC issue of an LP in a national level after the presidential election. The essence of history is to tell you about yesterday. For you to know where you stand today, to take a precautionary measure against tomorrow. Then if we have seen what happened between APC, PDP and LP at the national level, then after all the electoral drama and the judicial follow-up from A to Z, it comes to is a point whereby we have respected the view and feeling of the Supreme Court, and everybody now have what? Go back to their home, respective parties' home, and relax and take it to faith. The Supreme Court have said it. But look at it. The psychological pain you have put, and emotional pains you have put on the followers of LP and PDP, have you removed it away? It's no. If you accept, you are going to accept defeat. Why do we have to go all this way? That is number one. Why can't you be a master of the game? You understand now? As I said it, look, it is not winning election that matters. What makes you as a leader is, look, for you to believe in the process and accept the outcome of the process and be able to control your followers under a very good, peaceful atmosphere condition, so that we should have a perfect society. If our leaders, political leaders, traditional leaders cannot tour this role, we are not yet there. This is why we are still being referred to as underdeveloped countries. Let's get to a particular level of maturity politically, whereby people will respect our leaders based on on their mental ability to reason progressively and have a way that are constructive to their people, that let everybody see that, look, these people are really reasoning within the 21st century. This is an era of ICT, whereby before we even talk, what we are saying will be subjected to artificial intelligence information to rate the frequency at which you reason. So now I think our leaders should be very, 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 very careful when they act and when they talk outside the box, because today we have some electronic devices that are being equipped and subjected to monitor and test the frequency of every human being as a leader today. So let me tell you, where we are going to now is that, look, in the interest of peace, now if Kogi State is on the fire, what will happen to Muri Ajaka?
So are you trying to say now that Muri Ajaka should just let go as it is now?
On a very good note, as a co-guide and as an ardent and let me use this word, follower of democracy and patriotism, let me tell you, if I were him, it has never happened before. Nobody have challenged electoral process in Kogi State. This is the first time in tribunal. This is the first time.
There would always be a first for everything.
Let me tell you, if you look at history, we have reason for history and documenting history. Muri Ajaka, and not even Muri Ajaka himself, we have elders from that constituency that will have called him to order. We have enjoyed 21 years because the first military administration in that state was a Ghana man. Then they have the political democratic process which brought in 19 years for them, 21 years of being governance, and nobody queries your activities. At least for posterity and to keep the record straight, let's allow peace to reign. Leave them, even there is some things, for the interest of peace and the nation, you allow some things to go. There are some, let me tell you, let's go to the largest, the Committee of Nations. There are nations that have trampled on the right of America as one of the most powerful nations today on earth. Look at the relationship and engagement between Iran and America. Look at the relationship, engagement between North Korea and America. Look at the relationship between Cuba and America. Look at all the issues now going on in the Middle East between the Houthis from Yemen and trying to attack American vessels. America have the look will have looked any of this nation, and what will happen? Because let me say with you, they will tell you what, go to hell. And nobody could confront America because they can have counter reaction. No, go to hell. What else will happen? Look at the issue, the cases between Ukraine and Russia. Russia had the look. I will look Ukraine. Within 5 minutes, over.
We're talking about countries here.
It is a country between countries. The same thing is constituency within a state. So we are in a global community. The concept of globalization and system theory bring us together as one unified nation, country today in the whole global system. So what are we saying? We have to learn from this Committee of Nations, narrow it down to Nigeria and to all the states. And why are we saying this? That look, when we have issues that matters in the state that are linked with the United Nations, you see governors representing their state in the United Nations. What comes the issue of SDG? You see governors having even the commissioner representing their governors in many nation SDG activities to brief on the developmental process of a program or on SDG at the grassroots in the state. So why can't we practice the same thing within our political cycle? Look, let me tell you, in the United States of America today, those are the fathers and the founders of democracy, modern democracy. We have more than 18 political parties, but we have only 2 parties. That is the Democrat and the Democrat and the Republican. So these 2 people have been ruling the United States of America till today. Then why won't the other party look? There is an arrangement between these 2 political parties. Why is it Democrat and Republican? Why other parties couldn't have their way out? No! Even at, let's go back to history. When, I think it was Donald Trump, when he won the election, they said, no, there was a kind of what they call electoral college. After the election, even if you won the election at the poll, the electoral college will determine the vote of the people. This is the state at the national. This is the National Assembly. Both the Senate and the House of Rep come together, and they said no, that the electoral college now support the current president of America, and he won it against the people's mandate, and nothing happened. This is democracy. So the rule of law, the rule of the democracy, and the rule of what of the legality of what of the legal system of the legal system in democracy should be respected. Because look, if we are messing up our judicial process in every slightest thing we run to the judiciary, after some time we start losing what the trust.
So that's the hope of the common man. So it's only normal for everybody to run to the judiciary. And speaking about judiciary, something happened last week which I'd like to get your input. It might not look like something that of course is trending. The CTC issue with NNPP and APC. Of course, the judiciary has claimed it's a clerical error, but I'd like to get your own opinion on that.
You see, as far as I'm concerned, if you look at it, I will still pinch my tent with INEC. Not for anything. But
this is not about INEC. This is about the judiciary. In whatever verdict they wrote, they've claimed it was clerical error because the verdicts, of course, shifted towards the NNPP. But what they read shifted towards the APC.
Let me tell you, clerical error or no clerical error is all about simple arithmetic. If you said judiciary have gone through the process and have seen what happened, they remove some numbers from A and added to B, where there is miscalculation or calculation errors, mathematically, arithmetically, and they need to balance the equation, and they discover this person won. Good and fine. Accepted. This is the judicial ruling of between ANPP and APC in Kano State. But I still have one thing to say. If judiciary have said it all, let me tell you, one thing is that we should have conscience that tells us the love of our community, society, the love of our people should overrule the love of party, should overrule our personal interest. The law, the same law tells you that, look, this law is made for the people and it can be turned or upturned for the people. Because the interest is what? Is the people. It's not any other person. So now, if this law will eventually bring what? These laws are to bring peace to the society and to set precedents against the future occurrences. If it is bringing what? The side effect of it, the reverse now become the case, whereby you have chaos here and there, crisis, counter-crisis, killing and burning of property, and strengthening the already tired security agencies, both the military, police, and paramilitaries all over the places. Then what are we saying? This is not the love for our people and the love for democracy and the love for our country. You see, we have to do some personal sacrifice. It could be political sacrifice. It could be a party sacrifice to allow it goes. In 1983, after the election, that NPN won the election, Waziri Ibrahim came. That Waziri Ibrahim of ANPP Then Aminu Kano of, no, was it Ibrahim of, yes, Aminu Kano of UPN, that is from Kano State. Awolowo was there. Azikwe, NCNC, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
These people came together and said they want to go to court. No, instead of that, do you know what they did? It was 5 political parties. The remaining 4 political parties came together and have a single voice. One person addressed the press on their behalf. They said, if you want to go to court, it is only one party that will go to court on behalf of other parties. At the end, they resolved that, look, there is no need for us to go to party. FEDECO have done their job, and the people have given their mandate. Where were we when the APN people are casting their vote? Are our people not there? Will 4 political parties be more than 1 political party? They said no. They did a political sacrifice, a leadership sacrifice, an ideological sacrifice in 1983 and allow it go. Shagari of Blessed Memory became the president of that republic, the president of Nigeria. And it was peaceful, and we go by it. Before Buhari took over the military and director of Buhari took over the government in 1983. So let me tell you, in 1984, you see, the issue here is that today in Nigeria, we used to say that in every national interest, there is personal interest. But personal interest should not overshadow national interest or the interest of the people.
So is that you outrightly saying that most of our politicians are doing it for selfish reasons?
Yes! If you are talking about the people, and let's look at it, the aftermath of election, that the issue you are discussing now. Why is it that the Oba of Lamidi, one of the Yoruba chiefs, said have gone to National Assembly in the 9th Senate Assembly?
Okay.
When Bukola Saraki was the Senate President, he said, you people left us with the grassroots. When last any of you, the senators, have gone back to a constituency to sit with these people that voted for you? When last? You now relocated to Abuja as a comfort zone? From your residence here in Abuja and Apo, you go back to the National Assembly, have your legislative discussion, and you go back and you live all alone with these people. And we are finding it difficult to manage them. They run to us every time, every hour of the day, and we have to attend to them. But when it is time for election process, when you are looking for their electoral mandate, you come around and campaign and promise them heaven and earth. After the election, we will not see you. What we are saying is that this is what we are saying. Their personal interests have overshadowed, superseded the interest of the people and the interest of the society or community at large. What we are saying here is that if actually they have the community at heart at large, what I am telling you, the first thing, good quality of a leadership is your sense of what of sacrifice to your people and the community. Look, the election is being marred with a lot of manipulations, electoral manipulation, and unaccepted games here and there that are undemocratically accepted. So what we are going to do, we will take it a case after the other. We will do our consultation first as a leader. You said we are going to do our consultation. But you look at Mujira Jaka, he was on channel TV, he said, I'm not going to court. The following day, on another TV, he said, my prisoners will go to court. But as a leader, first, sense of reasoning and maturity, ideological leadership steps or quality, in showing your leadership quality, I will do my consultation. Whatever we consult with the stakeholders, with my followers, even the grassroots, I have to hear from them before I make a decision. He didn't do this. He made a pronouncement. The following day, he was on the other side of the river again, saying another thing. Now look at it. Are you working on the emotional feelings of the people that have given you, within their understanding, that have given you their mandate? And I tell you, all political leaders have dying-hearted followers. But you don't work on these people's emotional feelings. You lead them the next 4 coming years. How do we manage these people within the next 4 years? If eventually mercy. Eventually, in the next, after the whole electoral and political brouhaha or political hierarchy in Kogi State, and the electoral and the legal procedure came out to say, look, after everything being watched, monitored, and we have found out that, look, there was no electoral foul gameplay in the whole process, and we still remain convinced that this election was convincingly won by APC. Is one of the free and fair and credible election in Nigeria. Congratulations to APC. Then what will Muri Ajaka say to his people? You have worked on the mission of the people, psychological pain, philosophical torture, and their emotional feelings. And let me tell you, politically, you have made them to have some kind of ill feeling about INEC, about the judiciary, about the security system of the whole state. I saw one guy here, I wouldn't like to mention him, that he insulted, he's from that constituency, he insulted the INEC chairman, he insulted the director of SSS, he insulted the commissioner of police, he insulted the GCO of the Ministry of Kogi State, he insulted the governor. Everybody was in his bad record, in his bad book. Then tell me, are you telling me all these people are wrong? It is only you that is right? And if you have 5 institutions, and one person is accusing these 5 institutions that they are wrong, definitely if these 5 come together, you must have 3 or 4 that will tell you are wrong. And the majority take what? The lead. That person is being myopic and is not being constructive and is not being rational in his submission. And let me tell you finally, you see, the issue of election in Kogi State, I'm telling you, we have never had it like this before. If you are saying that there is electoral or election manipulation in Kogi Central, that is the center of attraction in this issue, then what happened this time around that the APC won the 7 local government from Kogi West? And how come, again, the same APC won Basa local government from East? How comes again, let's look at it critically, in this election for the first time again, APC won 40% of the election in Ibaji local government. And let me tell you, across the bar, across the 8 local government that Ajaka is claiming that he has won convincingly, AP still have 15 to 20% from almost of this local government about the election they cast in this local government. So that's to tell us that, look, if Muri have out of the 100% votes casted in what in this 8 local government from Kogi East, if he is having 80% or 85%, APC still have 15%. And this is the first time such thing is happening in Kogi East. So let me tell you, there is what? A paradigm shift in Kogi election in this 2023. So let's look at it. Look, we are in a dynamic society. We are not standstill. People are moving. People are reading. A lot of things are happening. People are engaging and are moving with the trend of events in society. It is you today. It will not be you tomorrow. Let me make a clear logic for you. If you look at the population of Nigeria and the state, demographic mapping of Nigeria, you have today, you have like 21 states from the north out of 36. If this is the case, the Hausa Fulani are the majority of what of these 21 states. That is to tell you that, look, the Hausa Fulani, if going by democracy, the tenet of democracy, that the larger people, the highest number, win the election and control the election, that shows the Hausa Fulani will have consistently remained the president and even vice president of this country. Then what happened that Tinubu now becomes the president? How the election went on that Jonathan became the president of Nigeria through the same democratic process. So look, it is give and take. How comes again, if you look at North Central, Northwest, Northeast, today, Tinubu is from Northwest, from Southwest. He's the president. In Southwest, you have only 5, if I'm not mistaken, 6 states. Then look at it. Northeast is the vice president. Okay. Northeast have the lesser state within the north. If you talk of Northwest and North Central. So let me tell you. So now the lesser state from Northwest, you have Tinubu as president, and even Northeast, you have the vice president. Why wouldn't the Northwest, look, we have more local government in the population that we need to present, always give the deputy or the president or the vice president. So in this aspect, let us respect the games, values, and the procedures, the legal and the constructive measures laid down by the Federal Republic and the Constitution of Nigeria. With the electoral umpire, let's respect even the institution and individuals there, because they are men of integrity.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Suleman, for that analysis. Well, you've heard him, our viewers at home, respect the electoral umpire. This is where we ended for today for the Polity. Thank you very much for joining us once again.
Thank you very much.
All right, I am Babajide, and we'll be seeing you same time, same station tomorrow to continue the Polity. Thank you.